All right, so I'm kind of liking this one. I'm like, Robin, you see how like the eyes are, you can like have kind of like a dimension to it now.
Yeah.
This is the clear. This is the clear 3D Mod Podge I was talking about. Hello, everybody
Hmm.
on YouTube. I am Chronically Spicy. I talk about mast cell activation syndrome, chronic illness, medical gaslighting, and severe allergies. Because I have a ton of them, including latex allergy, coconut allergy, allergy to ethanol diamide chloride, which makes me allergic to pretty much everything, including everything from sunscreen to most antihistamines to um, existing. And I have mast cell activation syndrome, so anything I'm not allergic to sets off random anaphylaxis anyway, because good times. So good times. Hi, Joel. Joel, yours is done. Gotta show you. 1 minute. Where'd it go? Ta da. In case y'all haven't noticed, the more color, the more I love it. Yep. Ah! Went flying. There we go. This one is for one of my supporters, one of my friends, Joel, on TikTok. By the way, if you are watching over here and are not following me on TikTok, I would appreciate it if you did subscribe, because your support, your support will help me get the channel monetized. Because I have almost 6,000 of you over here, I just need 1,000 of you over there, over here. Okay. Now, so I'm going to be working on two tonight, and I'm going to turn the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. Um, the ones I'm working on, this one's for one of my friends and supporters and mutuals on TikTok, Ray. My POTS is so bad about to take my Humira. Um, uh, Ileana's POTS and MCAS and everything else is not going well today either. She's having a bad day. So hugs to you, because I don't know how a little girl made it through today without um, going off on me and her dad. We dragged her out. Um, well, for her, it's her cycle. Um, we believe that she has. We believe she has cyclical vomiting syndrome, and it sounds like exactly the way it what it's described as. And hers comes with her cycle every month, so cyclical. Um, and she's really good at
I have a
recognizing.
question. Does she eat? I know like she's young,
Uh,
but when I wasn't getting treatment for my cycles, I would fast on my period.
she does not fast. She does. Well, let me rephrase this. She kind of intermittent fasts, in the sense that my daughter is 16, and has mast cell activation syndrome, hypermobile spectrum disorder, and POTS, and is being evaluated for ADHD soon, is autistic, and may have other conditions such as cyclical vomiting syndrome that we need to be, discuss with her doctor soon. We'll be seeing the doctor again, our medical provider that we both see on Tuesday afternoon. And yes, I am aware that I have allergic shiners. I haven't taken my meds yet because I'm waiting for other. I'm waiting. Like I'm. This is the only symptom I have right now, so I'm waiting to see. I'm being conservative. Um, like I don't need it right this second, so I'll wait until I need it. We went to. I have a video of. I have to put up. It's gonna be a longer one. We went to the uh, Georgia like turtle the which island did we go to today? Jekyll Island, like turtle hospital, turtle rehabilitation center. I took a video, like a 10-minute video that I'll post on YouTube. And I got this really pretty sterling silver necklace that has like a little bit of a wave design too. And I just wanted to share that. So the two that I'm going to be working on, because I need to fix this on Megan's, right? Need to fix the back on that because I was done. I was done with this guy. And then so I'll be working on that one and I'll be working on this one. Joel says I'm having crazy dizziness and vertigo when I walk. If I fly for work, I'm asking my doc for fluids. I think that's why I'm flaring. That's actually Joel, you are really good at being super aware of what your body needs and your triggers. So, and potential things to discuss with your doctor that could help you, which I think is a really big deal, because a lot of us aren't hyper aware of what's going on. Will you sign the back of yours? PMC 2023. Boom. If you'd like me to add something else for you, I will, Joel. What's that, Robin?
Like, has Dr. Afrin ever talked about building a tolerance to antihistamines?
You know what? 1 second. I have not looked into that, but I'm actually curious. And I will tell you, that's one of the reasons that I do not take my Benadryl every single day as directed on the bottle. Because number one, I don't need it every single day. And number two, just for anybody who doesn't know, if you're watching or catch this later on YouTube, I'm allergic to pretty much all antihistamines, except for loratadine, Allegra, and Benadryl. And I know there's a lot of flack with Benadryl and the fact that it can cause dementia later in life if it's used regularly. However, that's when people are talking about Benadryl and chronic usage. Generally speaking, most people are talking about Benadryl from the I don't have a chronic illness standpoint. Most people are talking about Benadryl from the I have seasonal allergy standpoint. Not I have MCAS or I'm allergic to, existing, which is not really overstating much for MCAS. Mast cell activation syndrome means that you can react to anything and everything at any given time, and your triggers can change from day to day, from week to week, from month to month, from being having a stressful day, anything. And so I only can take. I say my Benadryl prescription says that I can take it at any given. Says I can take it every 40. I should take it every 46 hours. And I take 50 milligrams compounded. It's $156 for a bottle of my Benadryl. I'm not taking that every 4 to 6 hours because I'm not doing. No. So I take mine for as a rescue med.
I take IV Benadryl, but it's not for rescue. It's for I use it a lot of times for nausea, and that helps as well as promethazine. But I started noticing, I was like, why does this taste like regular saline? And unless you do IV medications, you understand. So I think I'm developed a tolerance to it. So I'm switching back to my other IV nausea medication because regular nausea medications, I don't digest, or they're not effective and they cause me pain to take them. So I'm not sure. And I was like, I know I can switch back and forth. That's the reason why I have 2 different IV nausea medications. But Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be talking to Eliana for Eliana's appointment. I'm gonna be asking for an anti-nausea medication that she can take the week before her cycle when her symptoms start. If I'm right, and see if we can get a diagnosis or evaluation or however. I'm going to look into what the diagnostic criteria is for cyclical vomiting syndrome, because Zofran under the tongue. Yep, Joel. I was on Zofran my entire pregnancy because I had hyperemesis gravidarum, HG, which is what Princess Kate had with all three of her pregnancies, and it put me in the hospital 3 times because I couldn't even hold up my head, couldn't keep water down, and it's very dangerous for pregnancies, and I will tell you it's not fun, but here's the kicker, that taking that medication the entire pregnancy, because I was taking 90 milligrams, 30 milligrams 3 times a day. And I will tell you that ethylene hydrochloride, which is one of my allergies, is, well, it's an anti-nausea medications. And that
Zofran never worked for me.
Yeah,
it made me more constipated. I hated that crap.
It worked for me.
When they tried to give it to me, I'm like, no.
Benadryl or Zofran, I believe, is the only reason Eliana, Eliana's here. So was it worth it? Yes. And is that why I'm allergic to it? Probably now. Yes. But you know, you take the good with the bad, and I got my babe out of it. So, you know, that's.
There's another one, and it starts with a C, but I think it's compazine or something like that. But it's it's similar to the promethazine. You can't take that because it has the ethyl diamide hydrochloride in it.
I can't take any anti-nausea medications.
Compazine, there we go. I don't know. I think I asked my doctor about that, but he was like, it's similar to what you're already taking. It's in the same family, so we're gonna make very much difference.
Joel says.
Promethazine, that's a nausea medication I take. I have it in IV in liquid form. I've tried basically all forms, but I can't take stuff through my tube at the moment.
Joel says that. That's why I asked if we're all flaring. I think most of us are right now. You look like Dr. Gumby does. He's flare right now. Check out his recent videos. I'll have to look. I haven't had a chance to take a look at his videos. I mean, I try. He pops up in my FYP a lot, but I have not had a chance. I don't. It's been a busy day, and I'm not on. If you've noticed, I haven't posted much. I usually don't post on the weekends, because I'm spending time with my family. So I gotta get back onto that and start taking a look at what my mutuals have been posting. And I definitely want to see what's up with Dr. Gumby. Now, keep in mind, changes in things like for mast cell, which we know Dr. Gumby has, and I'm not diagnosing him. He's the doctor, I'm not, and he's not my doctor. He's, you know what I'm saying. But I can tell you that I do know for a fact that changes in barometric pressure, and changes in freaking weather, seasonal changes, all of that can trigger mast cell activation syndrome. All of that flares. So that's one of the reasons maybe flying might be triggering you, Joel, because that's a barometric pressure change. I don't know if you pre-medicate before your flights. I don't know if that would help, if that's something worth talking to your doctor about when you have to fly for work. But if that, I mean, hopefully, because I know you love your career, and that travel is part of what you do. So I really hope you're able to find a way to balance your chronic illness with the needs of your career. You've gotten migraines your entire life from barometric pressure changes. Yes, yes, yes. I understand that.
I usually take, like, that's so cool. I usually take nausea medications before going up flights. I end up falling asleep because, I don't know, they're very uncomfortable. And I don't use the bathroom on the plane.
Yeah.
I refuse.
Yeah, Eliana, we don't fly much. We usually whenever we don't travel a whole lot, and thankfully now that we're where we are in Georgia now, we're about a 3-hour drive from most family members. Most family members, a lot are further than that, but we're basically driving distance. We can drive to anybody that we need to. And she prefers not to fly. And quite honestly, that's okay with me. Because I have to check and see if I can get confirmation from flight attendants that I know, but I've been told that flight attendants on certain airlines, I will not say which ones, use latex gloves when passing out snacks. And I'm allergic to latex.
The last time I've been on many flights, they have never offered peanuts. They do offer almonds though.
Yeah.
But no peanut.
Oh, I've been on plenty of flights where they've offered peanuts, and checked with me. I stopped telling people that I'm allergic to peanuts because I'm allergic to tree nuts, right? Like I'm allergic to almonds, not almonds, pecans and walnuts. And that means like I'm not like airborne allergic. I am like I can't eat it allergic. But that doesn't mean that it might not happen in the future, right? So I have to watch what I'm doing.
Pecans a legume?
Huh?
It used to make my tongue itch. Pecan.
Yep. Pecans are legumes, and I'm allergic to legumes, so I got to be careful. Because, well, let's put it this way. We had to leave the state of Arizona because of our allergy to mesquite. So, see, my ADHD ass said I was going to work on the other two, and then I started on this one. But I just want to finish just a little bit of detail because this one, I know this one's going to take me a while to do. So I figured get a little bit of its one done, and then I can work on the other ones.
Same Georgia United and Delta have not served peanuts each time I've been on them for the past 2 years.
I do know, I don't remember which airline it was, but I know that there was a viral video that Dr. Rubin commented on not too long ago. The reaction was not a peanut reaction. It was related to what was it?
American Airlines. I don't think I've ever flown American.
I've flown Delta. I think I've flown all of them, but it's been quite a while since I've had to fly, and I would have to check with the airlines first to see, are they using latex gloves on the flights? Because if they are, that's a problem for me.
I'm going to show you and actually show you something eventually, but also tell you about it, and I want your opinion on it, Pauline.
Yes.
So at my old university, they were celebrating their 100th year since, the university opened.
Uh-huh.
And then the student center, they decorated the entire place with balloons everywhere. And the student center is where people go to class. And then also in the financial center to go up the stairs, there's balloons everywhere. Mm-hmm. And then in the middle of like another place, there's a whole other thing of balloons. And I don't really understand why, because if a student can't get to class because of their latex allergy and they're paying you money in tuition, like why? Because this is a university of like thousands of students. Like there has to be students in there that are allergic to latex.
Yep.
And then they decided to put out like cupcakes and cookies and then like cake, and it's all surrounded by balloons.
Yeah. Okay, so currently I'm getting out the 1 second. Is my 1 second. There we go.
I mean, like balloons, you can't like make balloons illegal, but don't you think in public places like that it should be, not fair?
I have feelings about latex balloons. I'm allergic to them, and it's just so you know, allergies and latex allergy, it is protected by it's listed as an ADA. It's considered as a disability. So like and the part that blows my mind is that, and this is all because of lack of awareness, and why I talk about latex allergy as much as I do, because people don't know that repeat exposure to latex allergy isn't just a danger to people with latex allergy. Repeat exposure can actually create the allergy or trigger the allergy in people who don't already have it. That's why some people I know multiple people who have had to retire from their careers in medicine, and other careers where latex was something that they were, like our dental techs and such, where they have had to retire from their careers because of repeated exposure to latex. So I remember somebody commented on one of my latex allergy videos saying that they worked one summer at parties at party. I think it was one of the, let's just say one of the balloon places. Okay, one of the party supply stores. Because I don't remember specifically which one. And they developed a latex allergy after one summer there. One summer. You may have to up your frequency of that med. I may have flared because I was due for your meds too much to manage. That's a lot. I mean,
I'm trying to figure out if there is latex in tights, like for ballet.
There's going to be here's some people can't. It depends on how sensitive you are. I know people with latex allergy who have to knit their own socks because they can't handle the elastic in regular typical socks. I know people with latex allergy who, Megan, if you're watching, I am currently looking for the colors to finish to fix this. Okay. But I know people with latex allergy who are room bound to in their houses because of the fact that other people in their homes wear latex-based shoes, or how you sometimes have to stay in your room, like if something's being cooked that's airborne for you. Like I know people who literally can't leave their houses and are housebound because of latex allergy. I can't go out if there's freshly poured blacktop. I can't go outside because I react to it, because that stuff's made with rubber. So yeah, there's a lot of latex involvement in a lot of everyday things that a lot of people aren't thinking about.
I think it's frustrating because, especially with balloons, is that Mylar balloons, as long as they're not surrounded by latex glitter, can be safe.
Yes, they can.
Don't care.
Yep. And you know what the other thing is? Um, it's not just, think about like I'm even I'm even like leery about like getting flowers from flower shops.
Yeah, because they're around. So like if you get flowers from an event, but if you get them, like my local grocery store have the flowers next to the balloon.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So it's not, and that's why a lot of people have to uh off gas. Megan, since I just finished painting like around the part that got fudged, I'm gonna give this a minute and then I will fix the spaces that are right here. All right.
Yeah, of course it's cheaper, but if you're a university and students are paying you thousands of dollars and they can't get to class because of latex and you get sued, I'll take money to pay for the Mylar.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly. N- People, it's honestly, it comes down to lack of awareness. And the fact that people don't realize that latex allergy is a recognized disability. Um, and that repeat exposure is not just affecting people with, or even exposure at all, is not just a danger to people with the allergy, but can trigger it in those who don't, who weren't previously reacting. Latex allergy isn't something you're born with.
Yeah.
Latex allergy is an acquired allergy, and it can happen on. Now, granted, it can happen like you can go from not being allergic to being allergic like instantly, or it can take years. And your allergy can build up. Your allergy, about 30% of people with latex allergy can progress from just having latex allergies, latex root syndrome, or vice versa. You can go from being allergic to, say, just bananas to becoming allergic to latex, and other related things. So it's a it can go both ways. Um, and yeah, the number might be low. It might only be 30% or so. But for that 30%, guess what? It makes it's the entire. That's everything.
I'm allergic to other latex foods, but my dad also has the same similar experience with bananas, but he can still tolerate bananas more, even though they make his tongue burn and itch. But my grandma is deeply allergic to apples. Like
Apples are also on the latex allergy
she
cross
can't have
list.
apple juice, no apple sauce, nothing next to apples. Her entire face like blows up.
Apples are also on the latex allergy cross list. By the way, if you said bananas make your dad's tongue itch.
Yeah, tongue. He says, well, his tongue and his lips burn, and it used to happen. Well, it still happens. I haven't had bananas in years. But when I was little, I was like, my tongue and my lips burn when I eat bananas, and my dad was like, oh yeah, mine too. I still eat them.
But he still eats them.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I have thoughts about that. I'm sure you can guess what they are. Um,
It's a mess.
but you know what though, I can't judge too much because it takes, number one, it takes a lot for a lot of us to get to the point where we finally hit. Let's put it this way: I had to have an anaphylactic reaction to coffee so bad that I couldn't find my house 15 minutes from my home, and it took me 2 hours to find my house for me to finally say, you know what, you can't pay me to drink coffee. This I had to have such an I had to have such a messed up reaction to green tea that I like completely like disconnected and was um an anaphylactic mess, disconnected, disassociated for 2 hours plus, uh before I was like, you know what?
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I know that, so I don't have coffee often, like at all, like probably once every in a blue moon. But But the blood sugar changes aren't a part of anaphylaxis, right? Because if I have coffee and I'm just chilling, my blood sugar shoots up to like almost 200. And I'm like, bro, but again, I have reactive hypoglycemia, so it could just be like the caffeine in itself. Because,
Yeah.
But
You still there?
yeah, I'm here.
Oh well. Yeah, I can tell you that my Weltori blood sugar shoots up with reactions. It can shoot up with reactions, not always, but for a lot of people it does, because blood sugar allergic reactions can spike cortisol, like and cortisol and is a stress hormone, and well, when your stress levels go up, your blood sugar shoots up, and yeah, so
I think it's only that type of drink. I think it's only like homemade, the coffee, like the how do I, not the beans, the ones that are ground coffee. Because if I get a drink, I don't even think there's coffee or caffeine in it. That's probably it. Because when I go to Dutch, I don't have caffeine. And they ask me, they're like, "You want caffeine?" I'm like, "No," and that doesn't shoot up my blood sugar at all.
Yeah.
But when I make at home, my blood sugar is like, oops, 200, and then it's like, oops, 50, and it's like annoying because I'm like, what? I don't understand.
Yeah. I can tell you that I am working on getting myself back into. I know I talk about intermittent fasting, but I haven't been following it as much as I should be. I've been stress eating too much because since the move, I'm adjusting, and once you get it, and here's the thing: when you have an allergic reaction, your cortisol shoots up, which actually causes you or can cause you to crave carbs.
Oh, really?
Yep. And
no, I actually want to know how many women with PCOS have some sort of histamine intolerance.
Probably a lot, because PCOS is directly connected to insulin resistance too.
There's also PCOS that's like triggered by cortisol, because they say like there's insulin resistant PCOS, then there's cortisol or adrenal type of PCOS. Like there's different types. So like some women really don't have insulin resistance, but they do have like cortisol kind of adrenal stuff that is triggering their PCOS.
Right, but like whether it's cortisol or insulin resistance, either way, your histamine levels shoot up with.
Yeah.
Right. Joel said I should come up. It's wild what my blood sugars have done the past week. My sugars have dropped 20 points. Wow.
20 points from what? Like 100? Or like 80? 70?
Like
what's your
my
baseline?
For me, I don't know what my baseline has been. I have to find. I have a Keto Mojo to keep track of my blood sugar and my ketones. I can't find it right now. Average isn't average.
What's normal versus hypoglycemia? What I got on my test was like 100 to 70 to 100 and something.
Seven. Anything over 10. I think anything over. Let me look it up. Actually, I can't look it up because all my devices are being used right now.
Let me check my.
Yeah. I know that people generally consider like anything like 85 or like 85-ish to like 100 and something is like normal. I've gotten as low as and this is on purpose, my doctor said it was good, because as long as I'm not feeling lightheaded or any symptoms that I'm okay as long as I don't go below 60. but I haven't been that low in a while. I can tell you mine's higher than that. Mine's much higher than that right now. And I know that because of the fact that I have allergic shiners like nobody's business right now. And I got to fix that. So yeah. But I can't find my Keto Mojo, so I'm gonna have to buy a new one, which is gonna suck.
I don't know. On this thing, it says the reference is like 74 to 109. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I need some sort of advice on how I can get my potassium up, because I just can't deal with this shit.
Right, and everybody's like, eat a banana. It's like, well, maybe that would work. Yeah, that would work if I was. Yeah, that works if you're not allergic to bananas.
Exactly.
What did you say? Thanks for the meds reminder. I didn't change anything. What it tells me is my sugars 100% related to trifecta. Yeah. Is normal? What is normal?
That's what it said on my blood range.
Oh, okay.
That's what my doctors took when I went to the hematologist for my glucose.
Yeah, and like I know people have freaked out. Like I don't post my blood pressure, my blood sugars when I'm like fasting and like actively fasting and getting my blood sugars down, because people freak out. And it's like, no, you know what? If you're intermittent fasting and you're in ketosis and your body is used to burning fat as its primary, and you're feeling just fine, like, and you don't have like my doctor just told me not to let it get and it's been a while since they've been in this zone. But when I was at my healthiest in recent history, I was getting regular blood sugar readings at I was in ketosis, and I was getting regular blood sugar readings like in the 60s, and my doctor was like,
"Where my A1C is at, Joel."
Yeah, and my
Did they ever check insulin to figure out if you are insulin resistant?
Yep.
My insulin's at 8, but I'm trying to get it down to 5.
Yeah, and my doctor told me I was.
It's just like.
Huh?
So I don't fast. I was never told to fast, but because of my GI issues, sometimes I have to go 1 to 2 days without running feeds because I'll be so sick and I can't use the bathroom. So I'll just run fluids, which is bad because I lose over 2 pounds within that time. And then it just sets me far away and I have to deal with my doctors yelling at me. But I want to kind of have this conversation with my doctor, and he's probably going to be like, no, about histamine and MCAS, because it's they're like, you need to be on your feeds so you don't lose any more weight. But it's also like, hey, this is feeding into my histamine and my insulin resistance. And what I read something from Dr. Afrin saying that he doesn't exactly recommend intermittent fasting. And I don't know if it's for those who are actually. It was talking about intermittent fasting and tube feeding. Yeah. So I think I don't know if he was already talking about the lower weight MCAS patients like myself, possibly, versus other MCAS patients. Possibly. Because he said he recommends tube feeding, but I'm just like, but what are we supposed to do here? Just sit over here and just,
Well, the problem, the tricky part is that every single time we eat or are ingesting nutrients, our bodies release histamines. Okay, so if it's anything other than water, black coffee, if we don't have histamine intolerance or mast cell activation syndrome, or herbal teas, and for MCAS and histamine people, that's going to depend on what we can handle, right? It's going to depend on basically water, tea, and coffee are essentially and plain broth that a lot of people with MCAS and histamine intolerance can't handle, are the only things that are going to mess us up. What was that?
I feel like broth and soup. This sounds ridiculous. This is how if I pregame and still have broth and soup, depending, on if it's like the day of versus the next day. If it's the next day, it's gonna mess me up no matter what. If it's the day of, it's like, coffee pre-game. But if I don't pre-game, that's not gonna be good.
What do you mean by pre-game? Like pre-med?
Like I gotta take Benadryl.
Yep. I like how we pre-game. Love it. Yeah. I found a recipe for a low histamine broth that I can meat broth, not bone broth that I can do. What was that?
Can you send it to me?
Yeah, I did. I think I did a video on it. Huh?
I can't have no celery.
I do mine without celery too.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Celery is like my worst fear. Like I have beef with celery.
Yeah, I have beef with celery. I have beef with beef. So, like I got nothing against cows. I just, I got beef with beef. This is.
So, I wanted to ask you, are you allergic to sprouts?
Joel said I'll be right back. Cool. See you in a bit. I've thought about, I don't know. I know that I've actually thought about trying that. Because I want to do my own. 1 second. My left eye is like literally twitching right now. Can you see? I can feel.
Finance.
1 second. Okay. I know that like I try to avoid store-bought herbs because a lot of the time they're wrapped in latex Band-Aids.
Can you have garlic?
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking at like seasonings that don't have garlic, but is not the only thing they say is like onion powder or like cumin. I don't know what that is.
Cumin? Cumin is used in a lot of Mexican foods.
They said that can replace garlic.
I know what you meant, but it sounded like human.
Eliana's like, human. She's like, human what? But yeah, I use I can use cumin. I forget what it's called in Spanish because it's a very popular
onion powder.
I can do onions without having reactions to onions. Yes.
Just curious. Can you eat eggs?
Yes. I can do my safe when I'm down to like. I'm remembering. I actually I went over my what I'm allergic to list again. Like I went through my medical records again, basically, and I was like, oh fudge! Like I'm allergic to yeast, right? Like I'm allergic to yeast, which means I'm like, I shouldn't be doing a lot of stuff that I'm doing. Like even if it's low histamine, like I'm not like anaphylactic to it, but like it's definitely not helping my inflammation levels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joel, I hope you don't flare in the shower. I always take showers that are I don't do super hot. I do like lukewarm. If I do too hot, too cold, I flare. So hopefully you are good. I probably would recommend get for Eliana. Like she takes. I might even look into getting like a shower chair for her because if she like gets loopy in the shower, and that's the last thing she needs to do. She's in there by herself. It's like no, we don't want that happening. So this is rays so far. Megan, I hope you're having a good night. So, oh my goodness. So we had a pretty good day. We went out, as a family, to Jekyll Island here in southern Georgia. Went out to eat, and went to that turtle rehabilitation place I mentioned, and I'll edit and post the video tomorrow probably. And then we got home, and it was a little loud for Eliana because we didn't realize it was a field trip there when we got there. So my husband took Eliana out to the car so that she could have some quiet time. And I bought a few things in the gift shop, and then came out so we could go eat, grab something, and then go home. But I mean, it was nice. Oh, I'm glad you had a little dinner party. What do you think so far on this one?
I like it.
Me too. I kind of like this one. I think with the glitter, I think it's going to be really cool when I add the stickles. The stickles. I love the stickles. Stickles are like my new. I'm so in love with the stickles. So let's see. We're going to add silver to this one. Where's my silver pen? And then I'm going to go back. By the time I add a little bit, I'm not going to finish everything on this one. I'm going back and forth between the two, so that my ADHD doesn't go, you know what, I'm done. But I think I'm going to start. I think I'm going to alternate my lives, so that we can just I don't know. You tell me. Do you like watching me do art while we're talking, or do you want to just talk? Is it?
I mean, we can do both.
He's like, I'm good. I'm good with both. I know some people are here just to watch the art, and some people are here just to talk. But I'm trying to. I'm loving the one that once you add that glitter glue. I like to watch you art. Cool. Then let's go back down to this. 1 second. I did take my rescue, my medication. There we go. Because my eye was twitching, and I already had the allergic shiners going. And I was like, "Oh, look, it's time for meds." So that's what I did. I took my meds. And guess what? My eye's not twitching anymore. So good. All right. So let's see. Now I need to add. Let's do this one. Is this the one I wanted? I think that's the one I wanted. Yes, that's the one I wanted. Somehow silver over silver is actually a really cool thing. I don't know how or why, but it is.
I feel like back to the latex and balloon topic. I also seen that video during the first week of school where people were rushing for sororities.
Yep.
And the sorority houses, you're required to go to every single house.
Yep.
And a lot of the sorority houses have balloons all outside and inside the stairway.
Yep.
And when P&Ms will come to check out a house, I'm like, how many of those girls do you think are allergic to latex? But they don't care. So are they not allowed to rush because of the balloons? That's kind of unfair.
I don't know. Honestly, I call latex the nicotine of the allergy world. That just because it truly is. And until there's legislation or acts passed that minimize or limit, I know I'm not mad that I can't go into say Party City. Okay. I'm not mad if somebody tells me that they're having a baby shower and they're going to have latex balloons there. Fine, do your thing. But I am about informed consent, right? Like,
Yeah.
are you aware that having those balloons there could trigger reactions for guests, and could
What is
potentially
glycerin? I believe glycerin is made from coconut, Joel.
glycerin can be made from yes, glycerin is a potential. Not everyone has latex allergy where they have, that's true. What is glycerin? Glycerin is often derived, and glycol too.
That's even scary. Not everyone who has latex allergy is aware that they have it. So they don't. So what if somebody doesn't know? They come up and then they're literally reacting. That's even more terrifying, I think.
That's what was happening to me for a long time, because I knew, like, when I was not even kidding. I'm not joking when I tell you that the number of people who tell me on a daily basis that their doctors are like, you have latex allergy. You only have to stay away from latex gloves, balloons, and condoms, and you're fine with everything else. Like, that's what their doctors are telling them, like, in 2023.
Yeah, same.
And while
Is it a hair product, Joel? Because there's a lot of coconut in hair products that can cause some.
Oh
agitation.
no, he's talking
Yeah.
about something else. And it's a intimate thing.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I can't use any, Joel. I can't use any. Because of the fact that that's what makes me. They contain ethylene dichloride, every single one of them. So even the ones that are latex safe still contain ethylene dichloride or a coconut derivative. So if I will tell you that makes life interesting. Makes it suck. But sometimes sometimes we have a lot of things that we have to avoid, and that's one of them. Like, I just thought that I had to buy a certain brand of, you know what, right? And nope, all of them. So yeah, like, I can't use anything. I cannot use anything.
Remember when my mom told me to bring an EpiPen because of the food at my nephew's graduation party?
Yep.
And to tell you, the food at the graduation party wasn't the problem.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna react to the hamburger sliders, Mom, but I will react to the balloons on the table, Mother.
Yep. Yeah, we have a birthday party to go to out of state in October, and it's for a toddler, and I need to ask my husband if
October, the baby's a Libra. We love that.
So I have to ask my husband if there's going to be balloons there, because I don't want to, like, it's you know what I mean, like, huh?
I said happy Libra season.
Yeah, I gotta find out if there's going to be balloons there, because I don't know if that's an issue. I honestly don't know. But like, I mean, we had, but latex allergy isn't a big deal to people until they're directly affected, like, flat out. Like, it's almost like you're not going to think about whether or not a building is accessible if there isn't a wheelchair ramp, unless you're actually the one in the wheelchair. You're not going to think about the fact that something.
What happened to those paper decorations? Nobody wants to use those anymore?
Oh, I see a lot of people using those, but, like, I don't see enough people using those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think there needs to be a bigger push for that. But there's so many balloon arches are like the thing right now. And that's the problem. And I mean, is the latex balloon latex industry going to be happy with my existence if I keep on making noise? No. But you know what? This stuff, but you know what though? It's not just latex, because and it's not just the foods, right? Because to be perfectly honest, if it was just the foods, people would have been unaliving from eating avocados like centuries ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So like there's some
probably sounds like it,
right, exactly. So like there's something going on, something got added, something we liked.
Yeah, it's the government.
Right? And I personally think, and I've said this before, my personal opinion, only personal opinion, because I am not a doctor. I am not your doctor. I'm just somebody who researches a lot. My personal opinion is that it's ethylene dichloride, and when that became used, was invented and started being used in across the board and as a medical preservative and in corticosteroids and in asthma inhalers and propellants and nasal sprays and eye drops and everything else. Because the only community that didn't make sense to me on why they were latex allergy at risk was the asthma community, right? Like I understood the CGM for
What I saw on the asthma and allergy websites, that they weren't talking about regular asthmatics. They were talking about asthmatics that work in healthcare, like asthma related to latex in healthcare.
Right, but everything I've read says asthma in general.
I don't know. I have to see that.
It's according to if you look at the Allergy and Asthma Network website, on their latex allergy page, it does not differentiate between asthmatics who work in like a certain field. It just says people with asthma that are amongst the higher risk, included in the higher risk community. And the only connection the only thing that I have found, and I could be wrong, but the only thing that I have found that connects everything from people with acquired latex allergy from spina bifida, from having repeat medical procedures and repeat exposure to latex, people who wear CGM, continuous glucose monitors, people who are reactive to the adhesives and band-aids and continuous glucose monitors, all that stuff. And people who have had to retire from the dental industry because of reactions to developing a latex allergy because
Are you allergic to latex, Joel? This thing, okay, so I think it's the allergy. So I put latex allergy and asthma. The first thing that comes up is latex allergy and occupational asthma.
Right, but look up and that's true. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to say it's wrong, but I have read the latex according to the asthma and allergy, latex allergy information doesn't differentiate. If you have asthma, you're at higher risk for developing latex allergy. It just it doesn't it doesn't differentiate. So like I know that Eliana is at higher risk for developing latex allergy. I mean, I have it. She's already allergic to mesquite. That's the legume. And Joel Cornstarch actually is the reason that latex is airborne, and is such an issue for. It's a cornstarch that makes it airborne, and it's a corn. Yeah, and corn is also a latex cross. So, but it's a cornstarch that's used on the gloves in the powder, that makes it an issue. That's what makes it airborne. That's what makes it airborne. That's what F's people up so bad. Don't use Gold Bond. I don't use a lot of stuff, Joel.
What is Gold Bond?
It's an anti-edge powder, right, Joel?
So there's a latex allergy screening questionnaire.
Uh-huh.
Are you a healthcare worker? No. Do you wear latex gloves regularly, or otherwise exposed to latex regularly? Yes. Do you have history of eczema or other rashes on your hands? No. Do you have a medical history of frequent surgeries and
Yep.
invasive medical procedures? Yes.
Yep.
Did these take place when you were an infant? Some of them. Do you have a history of hay fever and other common allergies? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do your fellow workers wear latex gloves regularly? No. Do you take a beta blocker medication? Yeah. Okay, circle any foods that cause hives, itching of the lips, throat, or more severe symptoms when you eat or handle them. Avocado, no. Apple, no. Pear, no. Celery, yes. Carrot, no. Hazelnut, I don't know. Kiwi, no. Papaya, no. Pineapple, no. Peach, cherry, no. Plum, no. Apricot, no. Banana, yes. Melon, well, watermelon, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Other melons, I don't know. I don't like them. Chestnuts, no. Nectarine, what is that? What's a nectarine?
Nectarine, it's like a peach. It's like a peach, sort of.
No. Grape, no. Fig, no. Passion fruit, I don't eat that. Tomatoes hurt my stomach. And potatoes, no. Fig,
Tomatoes are also a latex potential cross.
Do you have a rash, itching, cracking, or weeping from the skin? I don't wear latex gloves. Have these symptoms changed or worsened? This is for contact dermatitis. Do you have you used different brands of latex gloves? No, because I don't wear latex gloves. Have you used non-latex gloves? Yes. If so, have you had the same? Well, see, this thing about the gloves, they should do this with Band-Aids. Because if you put Band-Aids in here and it says rash, yes. Do I notice a difference with non-latex Band-Aids? Yes.
Yes.
When you wear or around others wearing latex gloves, do you get... I don't go around people with latex gloves that I know of, and they haven't touched me. Why is this only about the gloves?
Because
if somebody brought this question around somebody, then they're gonna be like, "What?"
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. Because a lot of doctors still think it's just about gloves, condoms, and balloons. Still, like they don't realize that latex is like a huge issue. Like, do you know how many people, whenever I talk, that's why I try to post about latex allergy safe shoes so often, because a ton of people are like, I'm so severely allergic to latex. And I'm like, dude, do you realize that your shoes are probably causing allergic reactions or could be causing allergic reactions? And if they're not causing allergic reactions, they're contributing to they could be the reason that your allergy is progressing, or could progress to the next step. Because I wasn't always allergic to my Converse. I used to have a whole collection. That's all I wore. Then all of a sudden, I eliminate enough from my allergy list that I'm like, I got my Converse on and I'm like, dude, why am I reacting? And guess what? I just put on my Converse.
Let's see. The last one in here says, do you have a history of anaphylaxis? Yes. Have you had itching, swelling, or other symptoms following dental, rectal, or pelvic exams? That's
because that question is there because latex is used. There's a ton of latex in the dental industry. If Gutta percha, which is the it's the like the I'm gonna use the wrong word, but it's used in root canals. It's what makes the root canal stick. Okay, it's like the adhesive. It's
You wanna
made.
know something?
It's made from a tree that is related to the rubber tree. Colonoscopy. Yep. Go ahead, Robin.
When growing up and I was in vocal class, what they would have us do is blow up the balloons.
Yep.
And my lips would always itch trying to blow up the balloons, but they're like, you really need to get, put the air in a balloon. And I was like, well, I have asthma too. Like, this is hard. And
Yeah.
if I couldn't like blow up the balloon, then it was like.
Robin's like, I'm trying that. I'm not trying not to unalive.
I didn't know I was allergic to.
A lot of people didn't. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't.
I was a kid, and that's what they made us do to kind of like strengthen our diaphragms for like blowing up balloons.
Oh,
like
I'm not judging. I get it because I was doing this. I was doing the same shit. I get it. I mean, I was not for vocal class, but like I was messing with balloons like all the time. And I mean, shoot, like.
I wonder, I mean, it's everywhere, but I definitely know that in dance, latex is in the shoes. Especially we have for ballet, there's like split sole shoes, or there's like a lot of elastic around the shoes that we have to wear.
Okay, so this one I have to take a break on for a little bit because the colors, the colors are now. There's enough color on here that I need to let the gel pen dry before I can get more on to finish the details and add the stickles. All I'm going to add on this one is the detail here, the heart, some doodles here. I'm going to make a goatee, and then I can stickles. So this one I might actually be able to finish tonight. But right now I'm going to try and fix Megan's. All right. Pineapple. Yeah. I don't think I have latex allergy. Sometimes pineapple, if it's very ripe. Pauline, I really love mine. Made mine last night. Yep. I made my, this is Drool's right here. Where'd it go? Boom. Here's Drool's. This is Drool's. I love this one so much.
I have no idea what these are.
What are you talking about, babe?
Resin powder. I searched what is resin powder made out of, and it's a bunch of words I don't know.
Send me a link to the list, and I can look it up later. I know I still need to look up that other thing for you.
It's okay. Alpha pinene. I think it made so yeah, resin powder is used in dental. Resin powder is also used in dance. Well, ballerinas use it for their point shoes so they don't fall. And you would. Basically, you'll come into class and you'll step on it, and there'll be a lot of powder all over the floor. But also, a lot of my classes were back to back, so a lot of you can be covered in powder. You can be covered in anything on the dance floor, honestly.
Right? Is there cornstarch involved in resin powder?
I'm looking at it. It says specific components are alpha pinene. What is pinene? Carine. Limonene. Let me see.
If I wasn't artine, I would be looking this up on, and I would like be like, you know what? I don't have anybody watching on YouTube right now. I'm gonna end on YouTube. Bye, everybody who's not watching on YouTube. We will keep on trying until we start building community on YouTube. So that's fine for now. But thanks if you watch this video later, please follow me on TikTok and please subscribe to my channel. And let's see if we can get some awareness out there for chronic illness, mast cell activation syndrome, medical gaslighting, and severe allergies, and keep the conversation going.
It's not resin, wrong thing. It's rosin.
Rosin. Oh, my